resume. So we got here. I played a couple bots, nothing too major. Yeah, we got a big 109 with two Cabo players now, and a third Cabo player calling it a gay tabelu. I don't know what he's trying to say. And we got the corner losing a substantial pot. I think this guy tiny bet on the river, and Blake Warner looks like shows up with the 3 on the 2. We're on a good table now on the 22 R6 max. This guy's nitty. We're kind of a nitty table in general. Net, 5-handed, net. The biggest net you got is 6 max table is the MTT, of course. And so we're just going to be min raising a lot and expecting to win the game just by min raising at this particular table, which is a good way to win. It's very, I mean, all the winning ways are pretty easy, but that's the easiest. Here I could call, probably should call 100 deep with this guy, like it's a cash table, and stack his ass. But I didn't, I fooled, and that's okay. And it's kind of bad actually. In the 200 here, we're just gonna fire river because check, and we can't win showdown. So why not? I think this guy like limped cut off or something, but works for me. Remember, I didn't put any extra bets in until the river. 10-5 suited is a muck. Yeah. 4s here. I would call the button shove. I'm gonna fold to the. I'm not gonna overcall. And meh. Still the correct play. Would have been. I just like jamming here. Nothing else seems good. If I min raise, Clout's gonna think that I am min raise folding to him a lot, and min raise calling this guy a lot, so he'd jam it in anyway. So I like sticking it best. Hola. Sí, por favor. The maid just got here, so that's good news. I think I should possibly pause the video while I talk to them. I'll be right back. I guess they're starting. They know what to do. Gracias. Alrighty, resume A. Gonna 3-bet the rookie here. Like I said, he's on the nittier side, but he thinks of us as psychotic, I'm sure, because we are. I am. And so he'll still be playing to get it in here with some low with 9s and such. Ace King, of course. Probably Ace Queen, and he still has a lot of Ace 10 suited and Ace 9 suited in his range when he flats. So it's obviously a good flop for us. My question is, do I check here? I'm gonna fire. I'm gonna fire small. I mean, in the one sense, this is the most obvious thing to do with it. And this is why I'd also fire this as a bluff sometimes. He's gonna have like Ace 10 of diamonds. Oh wow. So he had the big hit for sure. We were beaten. Glad he didn't have more chips. we still get to be in the tournament. That's a lot. He's king of the 200 turbo with 2 big blinds. Is a nice spot. This guy's just 3x opening. Seems to be opening very wide too. So this is definitely a spot for us to attack. He's in 3-way over here. Not the best flop, not the worst flop. Assume a heart, king or ace or queen would be good. Probably not going to win otherwise. Though you never know, do you? 5-6 suited here. I don't know, this guy's playing that loose. It might still be a shove, but I'm pretty sure it's a chart shove for 8 bigs. 9.5 bigs, I should say. Or what should I say? I should say 8.5 bigs because that's the correct number. I don't know, that's probably worth charting. Let's see if I should shove that here. I'll take it off camera until I've calculated it for you guys, since you already know how to do it. Since the calculator blocks a lot of the alright, so we got 300, 600, 60, winner take all. Might as well do it on camera if I'm gonna narrate it. Alright, under the gun, 9K. Me with 5K. Clout, 18K. 10K. 3,000. 6,000. Yeah, I got aces on the 200 turbo, so it's nice. I think that's the best that it does against any hand, is against ace 6 off. The Sean Deeb hand confrontation, aces versus ace 6 off. Alright, moving on. This guy at 17.5. And he's very loose, and this guy had 9,300. Alright, so let's get our under the gun +1 range there. It is precisely, pull it in here, under the gun +1. Alright. Thank you. Adios. Alright, so I have our calculation here. And here we are on the gun +1 with 5,000 chips. It was the spot where I didn't shove 5-6 suited, by the way. Go back a few hands. Oh, it was at a different table. But I had it open, and I promise these are the numbers. So under the gun +1, 20% of hands, I don't think 5-6 suited is going to be in there. It's clearly not. Only 10-9 suited. So not even that close, really. Just gonna fold here with the big 109. Don't know what's going on, but I'm too short to play. And I would have a small 3-bet here in the 200, blind on blind. I'll defend against this 3-bet. There's Jesus Wolf. He checks back that flop. I'm gonna fire too. Not the grandest spot to fire to on that turn exactly, because he definitely can hero, but he can also fold to one of the other barrels. I'll give this guy the first one. I don't have that aggressive stats on him over careers. It could definitely peel there, but think folding might be the best way to avoid trouble. Jam over this guy in the hot. Jam over this on the gun limp for 10 bigs in the hot 55. I'm not going to jam here, but I would love to. It's close. You know what? I think it's a jam, 12 bigs. I'm going to jam it and then look it up. Renegades there, I feel slow. Jam it and then look it up. Calculate new hand. Got iced by the clout, or you're going to be eliminated. Pretty near the money too, I think. 36 pay, so not that close. Let's see. It's kind of a spot I was studying. It's not. I'm gonna make it winner take all, even though it's not. It's clearly not winner take all, since half the people make the money and half the people don't. 82.70. All right, so blinds are 350, 700, 350 as you put it into this thing, and 35 or 70. Yeah, I mean, winner take all. I'm first to act. 82.77. Let's just give it everybody. Well, no, it matters that I cover people, so let's not just give everybody else a range. I mean, amount of chips. Let's see, how many guys do I cover? One's really short. That's gonna matter, and I should have noticed that in the first place. Doesn't make it much worse because my hand actually does really well versus random hand, but it makes it a little worse because I don't take down the whole pot nearly as often. He should be calling lots and lots and lots with half a big blind and a 10% ante. So I don't think my jam is good anymore because of this guy. So we're gonna try this, and then if my hand's not in there, we're gonna come back and do it. If I, assuming that he has 4K at least. If anybody has a more efficient way of doing this, please let me know. 7K. 6,800, and you add this in, by the way, 6,700. Calculate. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's pretty freaking tight under the gun there. Queen 10 suited, but you see how even in these tight ranges of only 11.8% of hands, Queen 10 suited is still safely in there. Those type hands are very good, and Nash loves them especially, which just means that they are good mathematically, which matters to me. So it's not the best jam, but let's go back and give this guy an extra 10x chips, and I bet even Queen 9. See how much better we got. 14%. Queen 9 suited. No, still not. Queen 10 suited. King 9 suited comes in. So it was a little bit too loose of jam. We got picked off by ace jack off by a good player, which wasn't the worst situation really, but so that's that. Definitely make mistakes. This is a jam. Bottom of the range jam. This is a jam I don't like making, but for 14 sometimes I'll just fold here, or raise fold depending on the table. But for 12 I just need to be shoveling. Just made the money. So it's an added benefit to gambling it up a little bit. Get snapped by a bronzy on the button. Flop a wheel draw, turn a flush draw, no bueno. So the big 109 is not to be. going to pull in a few tables. And I'll pull in one, a 4 table for a while, since that's what Diego has asked me to do explicitly. And we're going to take this off for a while until we get deep, because it's like the slowest moving tournament ever. Which is fine. If I get in the spot, I'll pull it out. But also, people, you know people by their stars names more than party. And I'm going to be playing tight up there. Solid poker. Wins the money on party. There's enough fish. It's hard to tell who's who. I mean, I'm starting to get more notes. I look people up on Pocket Fives if they've saved their account on there. Alright, so I need to amp the aggression at this table. More is planned. I mean, I kind of had that plan and then got coolered a little bit by the rookie. We both fought to set. And so I've been chilling since then. It's not, you don't want to go, after you just got coolered, even if you're not angry, if you try to make a play right after that, people are going to, if you just lost a big pot of any sort, be it if you were tilted, if you lost a race, they're just going to put you on a looser range in the immediate future. And pretty much correctly. So it's good to make that incorrect by kind of tightening up after you lose a big pot. And they also expect you to loosen up after you win a big pot. So they expect anybody that plays a big pot to loosen up. And you should expect that too, because it's the reality. But if you can counteract that, you'll probably find it to your advantage. So usually when I lose a big pot, where the table might perceive me as, oh, he's going to be feeling kind of gambly after that, then I try to play a couple where it's snug. But now I think it's been long enough that that our credit already is going to be back in good order. We'll have good A+ credit. Well, Bet never has A+ credit, but we'll have. We can do our thing. And I think this made the money too recently. Yeah. I don't really consider this guy jamming Chincy. He's pretty loose though. I'm gonna make a loose raise call. Not the end of the world. Chop, chop. That might be too loose for Yanni. 25 bigs. He's been he's been on the loose side though so far. Over not too many hands. Alright, I'm gonna make a 3-bet here. Try to take it down here quite often. Just as we were just talking about, it's good to implement your plans pretty much immediately. And the rookie, if he peeled there, it'd be totally fine with me, because he plays pretty straightforward and face up there. I wouldn't expect to get bluffed much. Like, even if he peeled with a good hand like King Queen of Diamonds, he wouldn't raise on a 2, 3, 5, 1 diamond board like ever. Some regs they wouldn't do it every time. They would do it, every reg would do it between 1 and 99% of the time, pretty much, and he'd be on the much lower spectrum of that. I would, if I had King Queen of Diamonds and I peeled in his spot there and 2, 3, 5, I'd probably float a C-bet a ton. Everybody has kind of different strategies, so it's just good to know who you're dealing with. I expect them both to fold there a lot, and I expected the rook, Akari to jam his real hands, the rookie to almost never have a hand that he could jam, because he was on the button and he didn't 3-bet in the first place when they were fairly deep versus a wide opener. So just all relevant factors, right? Relative factors, relevant factors, same thing, I guess. Alright. Pulled up the big 162. Has, just as you expect, a scattering of regs and potential fish. Big Queen is obviously quite good. Greenstone's good. So he does this kind of weird style where he a note and an anti-note. Well, what he does, one thing I do know about him is he jams in a lot of chips. Over min raises, he jams in 20 bigs quite often from different positions, or 17 big, and he makes big rejams and big open jams for like also 17 bigs and stuff. Folding. Probers 3-bets a lot. He's good, he's loose, he's fun to play with. I need to be looking to take advantage of his button 3-bets by cold foring small from the blinds after the antes come in though. You might as well wait until you get that extra guaranteed money in there. A bet that you always get 5 to 1 on. Or 6 to 1, I mean. At a 6-max table. With you being 1/5 of the total. I think he's coming at 50-100 in this. I come in next level, I believe. Raza is a good person to have a chip lead. Yep, next level is a 10 ante. So I might as well wait, but that'll be one of the spots I'm looking for. And really, I'll be looking to play aggressively at this table in general overall. Alright. Sorry, I had to order lunch there. Take care of a couple things. Didn't miss too much. Doubled up on party up here. A guy check raise committed himself with a flush draw, and I had an overpair. I'm just gonna call this against rookie. I would jam against a lot of people. And I one-outed somebody over here, the big 162, just a second ago. Like a champ. So rookie has a lot of ace highs, he even has 7s through 9s. I don't know exactly what he plays like this, but that's kind of a one-barrel thing that I was doing, just hoping he was check giving up. So we're down to like 20, 21 bigs in this. So this type of hand becomes quite valuable. This guy's opening a lot to 4,500. 2.25. And we'll just jam over a rookie open. Annie's came in over here, worth noting. Don't get called by too many worse hands over here. Ace 8 suited, ace 9 suited, ace 10 suited or off. Maybe ace 9 off calls. And king queen suited. Other than that, we're flipping or he's folding a lot. Or he has his crush. But it's obvious jam. Not even up for debate. Down to 18. 17. The rounder, he's kind of been quiet. I'm just going to give it to him. I know he's a bit nutty, but been quiet. He's probably waiting to Andy to come in and abuse button raises just like I am. We're at a different table, by the way, here too, with all well-known players. And there's Jawman. He used to live in this house with me. Tolgate's an Australian player that I know is pretty good. Rounder we discussed. Cheek Cross I have as an exploitable reg. He's good at push forward and stuff. I don't think he's... Yeah, my note on him says he seems to be improving, so who knows how long ago I made that, really. And face two is just... Yeah, he seems pretty good too. He's on the nittier side, but that, you know, I could have, once again, you got to take your notes in reference. I think I made that on a Sunday when he was playing pretty nitty deep. So he has spots where he plays nitty, but I wouldn't expect him to be too nitty here, especially not against me. So it's a pretty tough table. It should be fun. This table's kind of easy-ish, but I am getting kind of short. 20 bigs still. After I won a pot, but the blinds went up. But I feel comfortable in this spot. It doesn't really matter, 14 and 16. It doesn't really matter just how many big blinds you have is the stack you should be playing. Pretty much I should be playing for winner take all. I'm not too curious about these pay jumps until about third or better. So I'll be playing to get all the chips, even though I'm short. In my younger days, I always played 6-7. I would have been unjustly rewarded this time. But yeah, it didn't take me too long to get off that tangent. It's still my favorite hand, but you're better off just playing it perfectly like you play every other hand than playing your favorite hand in some ultra aggressive fashion. I will occasionally still cold 4-bet with it, but I would anyway. You know, I guess it's a slight balancing thing. I was probably going to jam on this guy's open, even though he's been nitty, just because I has pair and 20 bigs. I have the best fold equity. You know, right now, if I get down below 40, it actually gets drastically less. Mashek. I have him as not 3-betting very often. 8.8. It's not too often. I'll peel. So bottom of my range peel, and now I'm just going to bomb 3 streets, hoping that he has some pair. Check raising here seems good too, but it's my more common play. I just happen to notice that we have 3 streets of betting, and I fear check backs from him with 10s, jacks, queens, even aces. Check backs on one street or another, so if I just snatch the lead immediately, we can size it how we wanna, and we can jam 3K into 3K on the river. And he'll call with hands, even knowing in his heart that he's only beating bluffs, even already, he'll still call down with those hands. Correctly or incorrectly, I do not know, but jacks are one of those hands that now beat us. Ace king always beat us. King and queen always tied us. So I think maybe he kind of outplayed us, maybe. Probably should have. I mean, if I see his hand face up and I want to play perfectly, which is, it sounds irrelevant, but it's information I like to look at, because you realize how often you end up saying, oh, I should have put in an extra bet, I should have been more aggressive, stuff like that, and how often you say, oh, maybe I should have slowed down a little, and that can tell you where you're making your mistakes. So there, if I see his hand face up, King 7 suited here, so I think bottom of the range fold. Nah, it's not. It's bottom of the range jam, I think. Then I'd 4-bet him. You know, blow him off it pretty easily, I think. Or maybe he 5-bet jams and owns me. Who knows? It's a good flop for us. Locks it up. Big 55. Toolgate opens here. I'm gonna 3-bet him. It's like one of the few believable spots I can have, but I'm not gonna open it. I'm gonna jam here. Expect to get called lots. I probably think he's nittier than he actually is. I've seen him play live before, and he wasn't playing that nitty. But I don't know, he doesn't play a lot of hands. But in this specific spot here, with lots of chips, getting kind of deep at a table, easiest table, I think let's use our Hold'em Manager 2 abilities and double click there. Yeah, he's playing 42-30 so far at this table. It's quite loose. So I'm gonna min raise call versus big blind jam. Actually, yeah. I don't know. If small blind 3-bet, I would jam also. Just like I'll get this in, same situation. Flop the nuts. So maybe he'll have ace-6 or something here for us. Face dealer's trying to talk to us over here. Okay. From Costa Rica. Maybe I know him, maybe I don't. I'm not sure. I know a lot of the Costa Rica dudes. They're all crazy. There you go. Happens to me all the time, brother man. Came through by 50. Let's look at 50's stats. He's been aggressive so far here. Just go with 9s, knowing that it's kind of meh. We're racing a lot. He's not folding a ton. But we're just going with the bottom of the range styles. I think calling 2 over here is not the end of the world. Three betting to get it in versus Toolgate. Yeah, we're out of the big 55. I guess I maybe should have looked at the blatant signs there. It's kind of lame. GG weekly. But we'll come in with the party poker. We'll just open jam this. Take it down. And we'll come in with 55 rebuy. Get it back to 4 tables. No problemos. Don't even remember what just happened. That's how I look at these things. I mean, I remember now that I tried, but it's over. It's done. On to the next one. I can plus to the EV this, can I? No. I'm just going to min raise fold. Gets the steal through. The big 162, this guy back raises. This guy folds, but he's tight. He's been really loose. Really loose. This is interesting, but he can have like, he's loose enough that he can have 8s and stuff, and he is limping some, and this guy's been tight, so he's not icing him that wide. I'm just gonna fold. Just gonna fold. I was expecting him to call tons when he back raises, and this guy folds. I'm not sure exactly what to think, but I think going with it would be even a much bigger mistake than with the 9s and the bigger 55. Just because it's for so many more chips. With the 9s I had like 25 bigs to start or something. I think I had like 5k, maybe less. And here I have more like 70 effective versus guy, or 60. Almost doubles me. His line was strange and it seemed strong, just like the other guys did. But the strong ranges, especially these days, with the regs and non-regs alike, they contain a lot more ace kings than they used to. You know, there used to be people would often give their hand away when they had ace king by making big jams, but now people are keeping it sexy, keeping it smaller, just to merge their ranges. Jack 7 suited. Let's see how much this guy's stealing. I might be able to jam here. It'd be nice if I can. Stealing a quarter in the in the cutoff. 29. It's not really that wide, to be honest. I mean, It's close still. But if I saw a number like 45 there, I would have just stuck Jack 7 suited on him, expecting him to fold lots. So we must be done to 12 since our table got full. Final 2 tables. Grinding that short stack. There's actually a pretty big unnecessarily large pay jump for final 9. I hate to see that because it's going to affect our play because we like to play perfectly when we can. So we want to make the final 9, which isn't as hard as it might sound because it's like almost double your money. Well, not double, but it's an extra 250 for a 22 rebuy. That's big for your ROI. Just gonna open jam this, and he's still big, and we're still gonna be playing, rejamming when we think we can get folds and stuff. Well, here we go. One way or another, we're gonna have chips or not. This is a tight range here, and it's not getting folds, so we have to go 3-way. Kind of makes it lame. I wish he was jamming enough to get folds. It's a good flop for us though, and a good turn. You get the side pot, we get the other one. Cool. Right? I mean, if you can't win there, you're in the wrong profession. Just kidding. It wouldn't feel so bad if I'd just beaten ace-jack. I'd feel fine. But this guy's poor aces. He like broke dead even on the hand, I believe. It's like he didn't get dealt those aces. He went from... he lost some chips. He lost like 20k. How insulting. But good for us. And for our video making excitement, we tripled up. And I have the only hand I have off screen now is the 100 cubed turbo. So we'll bring that on when it gets more push foldy, or if we get a good hand. Till then we'll just keep it 4 tables. Pig 160. Oh wow. Well, that was a misclick. But I'm okay with it. I will survive. Maybe I should make that a tiny bit smaller. And maybe I'm just gonna fire this flop. End up compounding these mistakes often. That time it worked out. I'm sure you guys know the same thing. When you misclick, you feel like some clandestine or like heroic, romantic attachment to that, to bluffing that hand. I think it looks good here, a 3-bet. Make it kind of sizable, induce fold spree, and like come out of nowhere, to get chips. I wouldn't think you'd expect me to 3-bet fold to him too much right there. Maybe he would though, but he's just, can I say, not that sick. Like he needs a hand jam there more often than he doesn't have a very quick trigger. So it's a good person to kind of poke at. Especially he's on my right. I'm gonna be doing that to everybody that's on my right, even from the small blind. Just to keep it in their head. This should be a big part of my game theory, how I play, and maybe too big of a part of it, is to try to make myself disagreeable to my opponents. I like set lining here, lots of stacks behind that come flat. Some 3-betters, this guy 3-bets a lot, but it's not a huge investment when it gets squeezed. And it is a good spot whenever, even when nobody else calls, it's okay, but when you get 3 more callers or 2 more callers, it's great. Spot versus a rookie. Well, going on break. So we'll come back and talk more about this tournament. 4 of 12 now. It could be a perfect size video if we take this down, or at least get 3-handed and get to talk about some fun spots. Just gonna fold the 3s on that flop. Could not really even enough. Yeah, I could bluff raise. I can make it 17. I think it'd be pretty sexy actually. Alrighty, well we get lucky, apparently. video.